Welcome to Suitably. Today we're going to talk about the pocket square or handkerchief. One of the important staples in the fashion world of suiting. So a few things to know before talking about the pocket square. Where are they from? Well, before 1920, pocket squares actually were used in a practical way. So the pocket square or handkerchief were used, for example, to pad sweat, blow nose, shine shoes, and doctors would absorb, liquids, blood, and so forth. So the pocket square handkerchief had a little bit more of a practical use. Now, between 1920, 1960, that's when you really started to see pocket squares having a fashionable meaning, a sense, right? So it would establish your class, where you came from, the type of material would say, from what area you're from, what job you do, the class that you're from. So, anything varying from polyester to, cotton, linen, silk, all those things said a lot about where you came from and the class in society that you belong to. And so that's when pocket squares and handkerchiefs became a little bit more of a fashion statement, a fashion staple to the suit, often put right here in the chest pocket of a suit jacket. Now, how do you choose the right pocket square? I have a personal rule of thumb, and that's just me only. I like to sort of I think it's the accessory that brings everything together. So you might have a burgundy tie. I bring it all together by having a little bit of red, which is in the same hues and tones as burgundy, and of course a little bit of brown beige, which brings together the blue suit. These colors go very well together. I often see, so you want to match the hues, the tones, but one thing that I often see, huge mistake, a lot of men will buy ties and handkerchiefs together. So they come together in a retail store, and what happens is that a lot of guys will wear the exact same pocket square as the tie. That's a big no-no. You don't want to match. You want to help bring everything together. So those are some of the things that, the no-nos in terms of the pocket square. You're getting married. How do you do it? Well, guess what? It's your wedding. Use colors and tones that will match the theme of your wedding. The other thing you might want to think about is perhaps linen, right? If your wedding is outdoors, linen is a good fabric for an outdoor pocket square. My preference is silk, of course, when you're indoors. Daytime, you want to stick to a darker color. Nighttime, maybe a little bit more vibrant, to stick out, to show out a little bit more at night. Now for business, do not overdo it. Going too crazy on the pocket square will put all of the focus right here on the chest, when it should just be overall. So a little bit more somber colors, darker colors, more professional. That's definitely my recommendation for a business type pocket square. Now again, the most important point that I want to make when it comes to accessorizing, make it for you. Be yourself. If you're comfortable with a bright orange, a bright pink, a bright green pocket square, go for it. That's definitely something that you should be doing, is try to be as comfortable as you can be. That's the most important thing. There are different types of pocket squares that you can look at. And one thing that I do when I'm shopping for pocket squares, is what do you look for when you're shopping for a pocket square? Quality is probably the most important thing when you're looking for a pocket square. So let me show you something of relatively low quality. Right here, you can tell it's got plasticky feeling. It's not really silky. It's kind of rigid. This is a polyester pocket square. Probably can't tell the difference if you put it in your chest pocket, but one of the most important staples in any pocket square is the finishing. So you see here, sewing machine, large edges, not very straight. It's very average in terms of the finished work. It's not great, right? It's a machine finish, and it's average. It could look nice if folded properly, but it's not the best pocket square. The second type of pocket square to look here, this is an average, like a little bit better than average. Reason is the material. It's silk. It's soft. It falls well. It feels nice. It's soft. And again, one of the more important parts of this is, if you look here, the finish is very fine, right? There are it's done by machine, but it's very fine. It's a very small edge, it's a very clean edge, and of course it's maximized by a great, edge, finish, and material. The final thing when it comes to a great pocket square, and this is my personal favorite by the Gentleman's Rogue, shout out to him, right here, London, beautiful silk. The one thing, made in Italy, it's very well done. The one thing that I find really important in these pocket squares is, look, it's just finely rolled by hand. It's hand sewn. It's very well done. It's super clean. The amount of craftsmanship and workmanship involved in making something like this, it takes time. It's not easy. It's quite difficult. So it's a piece of art. It becomes something that you want to wear with a bit of pride and art with all the work that's been put in here. Now, one of the things that I often get asked, like, what is, do you need to wear a pocket square? It's like a belt. It's your choice. You want to wear a pocket square, make a fashion statement, go for it. It's a great thing. It's a great look. But again, if you don't want to wear a pocket square, sort of like when you're wearing a belt, you don't need to wear a belt on all of your jeans. It's a more casual look, then don't wear a pocket square. Those are some of the things that you want to keep in mind when you're looking at a pocket square. I hope you enjoyed this week's discussion on handkerchiefs and pocket squares. Please do tune in again, subscribe to us. We'll be pushing more of these videos out in the next few weeks. Thank you so much. Have a good one.